In the heart of a media storm, where whispers of scandal and betrayal swirled like autumn leaves in a gale, two princes stood accused of tarnishing the very legacy they had spent decades building. Prince Harry and Prince Seeso, co-founders of Sentebale, a charity born from their shared passion to uplift vulnerable children in Lesotho and Botswana, found themselves at the center of a controversy that threatened to unravel their life's work. The accusations were severe: bullying, harassment, misogyny, and misconduct, charges that painted them as villains in a narrative that seemed ripped from the pages of a sensationalist novel. Yet as the Charity Commission's meticulous investigation unfolded, the truth emerged like a beacon through the fog, revealing not only the prince's innocence, but also the fragility of trust in an age of rampant misinformation. This is the story of their vindication, a tale of resilience, integrity, and the enduring power of purpose in the face of adversity. Sentebale, established in 2006, was more than a charitable organization. It was a testament to the vision of two young men who saw hope where others saw despair. Prince Harry, known globally for his advocacy for wounded veterans and mental health, and Prince Seeso, a steadfast partner in this mission, poured their hearts into supporting children affected by HIV and AIDS in Lesotho and Botswana. For 20 years they nurtured the charity, guiding it through challenges and celebrating its successes as it provided education, healthcare, and emotional support to thousands of vulnerable children. Their commitment was unwavering, their leadership hands-on, and their impact undeniable. But in 2024, their decision to step down from Sentebale's board sent shockwaves through the charity world. The reason? A hostile takeover orchestrated by the new chair, Sophie Chanduka, whose leadership style would soon ignite a firestorm of conflict and controversy. The accusations against Harry and Seeso erupted like a volcano, spewing claims of a toxic workplace culture under their stewardship. Media outlets, ever hungry for a headline, latched onto the narrative, portraying the princes as despots who had ruled Sentebale with an iron fist. Stories of internal chaos, bullying, and even misogyny dominated news cycles, painting a picture that clashed violently with the public's perception of Harry as a compassionate advocate and Seeso as a dedicated philanthropist. The allegations, however, were not born of evidence, but of ambition. Sophie Chanduka, the newly appointed chair, was at the heart of the storm. Her leadership, described by insiders as divisive and authoritarian, had sparked internal discord, yet she pointed the finger at the princes, accusing them of creating the very chaos she had sown. The media, sensing a juicy scandal, amplified her claims, turning whispers into a deafening roar. Enter the Charity Commission, the United Kingdom's independent regulator of charities tasked with, cutting through the noise to uncover the truth. Their investigation was thorough, impartial, and honestly, pretty unrelenting, examining every facet of Sentebale's operations, from financial records to trustee conduct. Over several months, they interviewed staff, reviewed documents, and scrutinized the charity's governance. The result? A resounding vindication for Prince Harry and Prince Seeso. The commission found no evidence, none at all, of bullying, harassment, misogyny, or misconduct by either prince. Every trustee, including the two founders, had acted properly, adhering to procedures and upholding the charity's mission. The accusations, it turned out, were just baseless, a house of cards built on rumors and personal agendas that collapsed under the weight of scrutiny. Sentebale's reputation, briefly tarnished by the media frenzy, was restored, and the case was closed with a definitive stamp of approval. The fallout from the false accusations extended far beyond the prince's reputations. As Harry's spokesperson poignantly noted, the damage inflicted by these unfounded claims reverberated through Sentebale's mission, affecting the vulnerable children it served. Resources that could have funded medical care or education were, unfortunately, diverted to managing the crisis. Volunteers and donors, confused by the headlines, hesitated to engage. The real victims, Harry emphasized, were not himself or Seeso, but the children who relied on Sentebale's support. This was a stark reminder of the ripple effects of misinformation, where a single false narrative can, undermine years of good work. The princes, however, remained resolute, their commitment to the cause unshaken even as they faced public vilification. The media's role in this saga was, honestly, nothing short of shameful. Sensationalist headlines painted Harry as a corporate villain, a stark contrast to his well-documented dedication to causes like the Invictus Games and mental health advocacy. The discrepancy was jarring. How could a man so devoted to service be capable of such toxicity? The answer was simple. He wasn't. The accusations were a product of agendas unrelated to Sentebale's operations, fueled by those who sought to tarnish Harry's image for reasons that had little to do with charity and everything to do with personal or political vendettas. The public, caught in the crossfire, was bombarded with conflicting narratives, leading to heated debates on social media and beyond. Yet, as the Charity Commission's findings spread, the tide began to turn, exposing the media's recklessness and the public's susceptibility to sensationalism. At the heart of the controversy lay Sophie Chanduka, whose leadership had plunged Sentebale into chaos. Far from being the victim she claimed to be, Chanduka was identified as the source of the internal conflict. Her accusations of a toxic workplace were not only baseless, but also a calculated move in a failed power play. The investigation revealed her leadership style, marked by unilateral decisions and a disregard for collaboration, as the true catalyst for the charity's turmoil. Her attempt to shift blame onto Harry and Ciso backfired spectacularly, exposing her as the architect of the very problems she decried. The princes, in response, took a firm stance. They would not return to Sentebale unless significant changes were made, particularly in leadership. Their priority was clear: restoring stability to ensure the charity could refocus on its mission to serve vulnerable children. The scrutiny faced by Prince Harry in this ordeal highlighted a troubling double standard within royal coverage. While Harry was subjected to relentless investigation and criticism, similar allegations against King Charles, reports of staff outbursts and temperamental behavior, were brushed off as mere eccentricities. The palace's machinery, ever protective of the monarch, ensured that Charles emerged unscathed, while Harry was left to fend for himself in the court of public opinion. This disparity underscored the ongoing tensions within the royal family, where Harry, having stepped back from royal duties, faced harsher judgment than those who remained within the fold. It was a stark reminder of the biases that permeate media narratives, where the same behavior is condemned in one and excused in another, depending on their proximity to the throne. The vindication of Prince Harry and Prince Ciso was more than a personal triumph. It was a victory for truth, integrity, and the vulnerable communities Sentebale serves. The investigation's outcome served as a powerful reminder that accusations, no matter how loudly proclaimed, must be backed by evidence. Rumors and personal agendas, when left unchecked, can wreak havoc on reputations and missions alike. The case also underscored the need for responsible journalism, urging media outlets to prioritize facts over clicks and the public, to approach news with a critical eye. For Sentebale, the resolution meant a chance to rebuild, to refocus on its mission, and to continue providing hope to children in need. For the princes, it was a testament to their resilience, proving that their commitment to doing good could withstand even the fiercest storms. As the dust settled, Harry and Ciso emerged stronger, their reputations not only intact but enhanced by their grace under pressure. Their refusal to be swayed by false narratives and their unwavering dedication to Sentebale's mission inspired those who had followed the saga. The charity too stood on firmer ground, its purpose reaffirmed and its future secured. This was not just a story of vindication, but a clarion call for transparency, accountability, and perseverance. In a world quick to judge and slow to verify, the prince's journey through this ordeal illuminated a path forward, one where truth prevails, where purpose endures, and where the power of good intentions can overcome even the darkest of accusations. Their legacy, like Sentebale itself, would continue to shine, a beacon of hope for those who need it most.